Glad you could come today to Coffee and Tea. Do you ever just feel like things are just piling up so much that you can barely find yourself? My desk was so full of things up until a few minutes ago when I was getting things ready. But, I started cleaning it up and started putting it away, and it didn't take me very much time at all. But, for some reason, I just kept putting things off. Set it on my desk. I'll take care of it later. Then when I come to sit down and do my Bible, I don't have room for that. So I just go sit on the couch. Sometimes I have to give myself a little bit of grace. And it's okay to go sit on the couch to do my Bible. But really, I need to get on task. And this isn't even what my first talk was about today. I mentioned that I had cut my head off in the last video. Well, when I went to check it, sure enough, I cut my head off. Yeah. Thank God for second chances. This is take 2. That's kind of fun to say, you know that? Because who'd have thought I would be sitting in front of a camera talking? No, definitely not me. There was time back in high school when I wished that I could be a movie star, but I don't want that anymore, that's for sure. I kind of do enjoy having my talk time with you, though. It's really fun talking about whatever God puts on my heart. And today I was thinking about a couple of things. I was thinking a little bit about forgiveness and how God forgives us when we mess up, if we remember to ask Him for forgiveness. That's the repenting part, right? You say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, but you really mean it. Then it's repenting. If you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and you don't really mean it, it's not. So if you want that forgiveness, you really have to apologize. And, Jesus can forgive a lot. He forgave Peter, one of his closest disciples, of denying Him, saying that he didn't know Him 3 times, just like He said He would do. Which, Peter, no doubt, was very embarrassed about the fact that he really did what Jesus said, but he also hurt. Because when we do something against somebody else, especially when they tell us that we're going to, and we'd say, not me, that pride hurts. It hurts us. Jesus knew Peter was going to do it. He was God. Is God. But the really cool thing is, in John chapter 21, Jesus restores Peter. So after they had the breakfast on the beach, which is really cool, because Jesus fed them fish. They sat there and visited. Then Jesus talked to him and asked him how much he loved him. That's the time where he talked about the sheep and the lambs. Well, if Jesus wasn't forgiving him, He was not going to be putting him in charge of something. So we know right there that, He did forgive him. And we know that Peter had a repentant heart. And God knew that He could use Peter to, encourage other people to follow after Him. Encourage people to give their heart and their life to Him. And to walk a better life. And one of the things I like to put on my emails lately is have a better day. And I think that's what Jesus did for Peter, is He gave him a better day. When I woke up this morning, I did not think I was going to have a better day. But I got up, got my coffee. I even took it outside to sit in the cool of the morning. It was really nice. It's hot today. That's why I'm filming inside today. So, it's not normal for us to be 106 degrees, but that's what it is out there right now, according to my computer. But back to my story. So Jesus restores Peter to be ahead of his church. And He wouldn't have done that if He didn't forgive him. We know this. And so when we think that we have failed God, when we think that we have doubted Him, that He's going to come through for us on something, or that He's going to do something that He said in His Word that He would do, like love us, something that simple. Sometimes we doubt His love. But in reality, we can't doubt His love because He is love. And if we're doubting His love, then we're doubting that He exists. So if we believe in Him, then we believe in love. But that's just the start. That comes along with our second chance that he gives us, isn't it? Just like he gave Peter that second chance. Probably more than that. We don't know his whole life. But it's pretty cool that we can take the time to clean up our desk or clean up our space, clean up our lives even, while walking with Jesus. I didn't say, "Excuse me, God, let me clean up my desk so that I could sit here and talk to you." But when I'm filming, I kind of straightened it a little bit. I left some of it for dramatic effect. But I actually found out that there were places to put everything that I had piled on my desk. And it didn't take me very much time at all. Sometimes we might find that there's things going on in our life that seems like it's never going to clean up. Kind of like this past year with the whole COVID shutdown and everything, and we think we're never going to get out of the house, and they opened things up. And then people were saying we're always going to have to wear these masks. And guess what? The people who've had vaccines in California, they get to go out and go shopping without a mask on. That's pretty cool. So, of course, people who haven't had their vaccine need to wear the mask because we're trying to stay safe and healthy still, right? In this state. So, they got to keep it straightened out, right? And either way, I don't care which way you're, whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. The point is that things are opening up. Things are going back to somewhat normal. God's giving us a second chance. And why do I say that? Because we're going back into the outside life. But we need to remember that through this past year, when we've been at home, we've gotten to visit with each other more. We've gotten to read more. I know some people who have read so many books in this past year that they never thought they would read. And people have studied their Bible more. I got to talk on the computer more. That's kind of fun. Well, so many things that have opened up this year when we all thought, oh, woe is me at the beginning. And now we have a new opportunity to go out there, but to bring with us something new. Something that we learned when we were hanging out with our family or hanging out with our close circle of friends that we were allowed to, communicate with because we were all together all the time. Our hub, I guess you would call it. And something that I learned is that communication comes when you're stuck together in a room and you can't go do anything else because there's nothing open. Communication happens when it has to. And it can be good or bad. So that's just something to think about. I'm just getting on a ramble here on that one. So today, look up John chapter 21 and read through what I called before the perfect retreat. Read through Jesus restoring Peter and a little bit about his book. And ask yourself, do I love Jesus? Like Jesus asked Peter? I hope